Oh, let's get the show started.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. You can introduce yourself too over there in the corner for the cameras.
Hello, I'm Brianna Smith, and I'm the secretary, and I'm so happy to be here.
Welcome, welcome. So, tell us how you all got started. What inspired Intimate Art Team?
Well, just to let you all know, the Intimate Art Team is an organization focused on bringing the best quality shows through variable aspects of art, infused with sensuality and sexuality in a beautiful, professional, and classy fashion. We put on nice, grown, and classy shows for the adult crowd, and our #1 road show is erotic poetry on the pole. I guess to say what really inspired it is that I'm a poet myself. Started out with doing poetry back in 2007, and back in 2010 was really inspired by the idea of seeing dancers and poets perform together. And just wanted to see something that was really, really sexy and nice and nice, sexy and erotic, and something that could actually highlight sex in a nice fashion, because a lot of times we demonize sex, but we got to be able to appreciate it as well, and to bring together a large crowd, beautiful, grown, and classy people to be able to come out, enjoy the show, and just forget about the struggles of every day and just be able to get nasty mentally. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Not be judged.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
How has that really translated either to your life or from your life?
Well, I can answer one of
I'm
them.
gonna let you go ahead.
So actually, I heard about his show, the first show he was putting on, and I told most of my friends about it, and a lot of them jumped on the bandwagon. And after that, we actually started a relationship from that first poetry show.
That's dope.
And we had a baby a few months later. So
Yes, we did. Yes,
and I have to say, every couple that comes to our show, they always leave happy and tell us what's going to happen when they get home.
It's lit.
we did. Oh my goodness. Yes,
But
they
yeah,
did.
and we also have like groups come there, just like even couples groups. It is just individuals. Anybody can come. You don't have to be a certain sex to come or race or anything. Everybody just loves our show.
I was going to ask that because I suggested to one of my coworkers to come through, and she's an older white lady, and either her or her fellows asked that question, like, well, what race is going to be there? And I was like, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah. Well, I think
Because I'm all things black, that's why. And they know that.
Yeah, it's the thing about it is that when we advertise for the show, the largest demographic that, be straight up honest, the largest demographic that actually shows up are African Americans between the ages of 25 to 45.
Okay.
That show up. That's the largest one. But the our white brothers and sisters, they show up as well. And the thing about it is that everyone is welcome. You know, and with coming up with poetry, when it comes to slam poetry, you get a larger demographic of African Americans. You know, and then when it comes to literary poetry, you know, you have like the literary coffee table stuff like that. You'll get a lot of the white folks who show up for that. But this show right here is for everyone to come out and enjoy.
We have other races that came, and they
Yeah.
told us they had some of the best times of their life that they didn't think they would have because of race issues.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, they really didn't. But sex is sex, and you know, freaky, if you're not freaky, and you want to hear something freaky, just come out and enjoy it.
Facts. That's dope.
Yeah.
What about the poets on stage?
The poets on stage. Okay, so the poets on stage are actually a blend of poets who have competed internationally or nationally, whether it's through slam poetry or whether it's touring on the circuit, or whether it's poets that just perform in the erotic poetry circuit. I'll tell you a few about the ones that's actually coming now. We have Karen Joyner. Karen Joyner started coming to our show. We started back in 2016. And she's coming out to perform because she came to every show and done the open mic. So we were just like, hey, Karen, we're going to go ahead and let you be one of the features this time. Then we have Moses West. Moses is out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's a slam poet. He's part of Poetry Slam teams, and he puts on his own erotic poetry show in
that's
Jacksonville,
dope.
Florida. I can't remember the name of the show, but he has a pretty large turnout there. And our other poet, she's like family to us. Her name is Tina ATL. And Tina ATL, obviously she's from Atlanta.
Hey.
And she has won erotic poet of the year 3 years in a row nationally. Yeah,
Wow.
through the Gansbo Awards and the National Poetry Awards.
And this is also the dancers that dance in our show. They compete
Yeah,
against like in national competitions.
yeah.
So
Oh,
they're
yeah,
very
we-
professional.
We got to get a little bit more about them dancers,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because when I said poetry on the pole, she was like, huh? I was like, yeah, I don't think it's like full nude or anything. I said, but
Nah,
yeah,
no,
there's...
full
People get that idea though because of the dancing on a pole.
Right.
But it's like a beautiful fashion to be able to have that strength of picking yourself up off the pole. I tried it, and I'm not nowhere near
Mm-mm.
close to even swinging around it, but
Mm-mm.
it
Mm-mm.
is beautiful.
Really beautiful.
I tried amateur night one night when it was Gold Club, and I just slid right there.
Oh man, you went and popped that thing out there, huh?
I don't have anything to pop, but I was like, well, you know, this looks like fun. Let me try to climb. Nope,
Yeah.
right down.
We got you.
So, where do you find the dancers?
All right. So when we first started out, it was really a grind. I started off with a friend. She's a pole dancer, and then she would actually try to help me find different pole dancers to perform. Then that became like a test in itself. And one way that we actually bonded, when it came to actually finding the dancers, we would go out to the strip club. We would go to different places, and it would still be a struggle, but we still got them to come out and perform. Our final blessing was that we hooked up with a young lady out of Charlotte. She just won the national competition for sensual dance, and her name is Tequila Fox. And Tequila Fox, what happened is that I reached out to her. I saw her perform one time, and so I reached out to her, and she said, "Yeah, I'm down to perform at the show." So we hooked up with Tequila, and she actually, her company does the booking for the dancers. So the ones who actually perform with us, Tequila Fox, Michaela Elise, a few other dancers that perform with us. So
That's dope.
that's how it is. And the majority of them are pole fitness instructors, and they compete nationally as well.
Wow, I didn't even know like that was a competition.
I
Yeah.
know. We actually found out about her when she told us. Like they have competitions all over, and it's a network actually of black dancers, like the females that does it professionally on the poles and on the what is it called, the ropes? I meant the curtain.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. The ribbon dancing, but it's like acrobats almost.
Yeah,
I know
so
what
it's
you're
a
talking
big network of them.
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's always like things out there we don't know about. But I like the fact that there's a support network for the black artists specifically, whether it's the poets or the dancers, because supporting each other in our respective industries is so important.
Yep.
Sure.
So
And
important.
I believe Tequila was the first black dancer to compete nationally and win nationally.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, we got the best of the best then.
Yeah.
Oh.
And another thing with our shows also that I love is that we also have painters that come and paint while the show is going on. And we even had a jazz band, a couple of bands
Yeah.
come to the shows.
Yeah. So it's a mixture. We, pick and choose who we're going to bring out and, the different shows and, how can I say it? Express their artistry.
Yeah.
Artistry. I'm so geeky.
Yeah.
Artistry, express the artistry.
So where you from originally talking about Geechee?
Yeah, I'm originally from Charleston,
Uh-oh.
James Island, Johns Island. I'm
Okay.
raised from Johns Island. My family from James Island. That's originally where I'm from. And my love, she is from. You tell them, babe.
Well, I was raised until I was like 12 or 13 in North New Jersey. And then I came down here since not here. I'm thinking we in South Carolina. So I just came South Carolina now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's some country, but.
Right. Hey, but you love it though. It's like
It's true.
home.
It
It's
is.
like home. That's
Absolutely
dope.
is.
So where all have you taken the show?
The cities that we've been in are Columbia, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. Our show last night was just in Augusta, Georgia, and Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
So those are the places that we go to regularly. Our next show after tomorrow's show will be in Charlotte on October 12th.
Okay.
So, yeah. And Savannah, this is our first time touching down in Savannah.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Savannah.
Love
I'm excited. I got my date and everything.
You got your nice dress already?
I gotta figure out which one I'm gonna wear.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Figure out which message I'm sending.
Oh, man. That's too funny.
I'm just being honest.
Mhm.
So, what other events do you host?
Okay, so, like I said, Erotic Poetry on the Pole, that's our #1 touring show. The only other show that we've actually done on the road is a show called Sweet Words and Sexy Sounds.
Okay.
That's what we get musicians to perform with dancers. So we don't have any plans to have that show within the next couple of months, but that'll be coming up sometime along the line. So,
Okay.
yeah, Erotic Poetry on the Pole, that's our main touring show.
Dope. Oh God, I just had a question. So give me a little bit more insight into your personal life without getting too personal. But you have these events that really promote sexuality and cultivating that in a relationship or, your marriage, whatever. How do you, how do I want to say it? How does that help your marriage? And how do you speak about that to other couples?
Okay, I can maybe answer this question.
You can go ahead and
first.
answer it. I'm going to chill out on this one.
I'm going to get very personal.
Oh, come
And,
on with it.
I'm gonna say that one way that this show have helped me and writing erotic poetry is because as a child I was sexually abused, and the family around me, once I spoke about it, it was suppressed, and because of that abuse, my body went overreactive because I was introduced to sex too early, and it was so dangerous that in a lot of people's mind they might not know it's toxic, and you receive brain damage just from that.
Wow.
And so sometimes it's hard to express the feeling of your body when you in like a southern place and everybody like, don't talk about sex, don't look at that, and they don't really explain what your abuse was, they don't acknowledge what happened, and you're so confused trying to figure out what's going on with your body. And so one of the effects that I had at first of my abuse when I got older was not wanting to have sex with people because it was scary. And then I got to the point where it was like over wanting to have sex too much, and I had to control it. And so one way of my controlling it was writing it in poetry. And so instead of me expressing it on a physical body, it was physical for my hands to write it on paper. And so it was more liberating, and that's sometimes a lot of things that the poets who come to the show and say. The words is liberating because anytime you want to say anything sexual, like we all here because of sex, you know, anytime you want to say something good about it or even say something, people like, don't say that, you don't want to do stuff like that.
Right.
And that's the reason why we're here. Why not celebrate while we're here? It's not supposed to be had with the child, and that should be spoken about. But when it comes to adults, and if we want to have fun with our bodies, which that's what we can do,
Right.
why not do that? And I think that's why we have such a big attraction with couples and even individuals, because they feel liberated. They could talk. They have a space where they can talk with that and feel not judged, and even cheer other people on who just got on stage and feel liberated.
Right.
So we even have like open mics, people who come up and they just like, oh, I felt so good coming to this show. They like thanking us and telling us how they want to keep in contact with us. Is a little strange at the show. Like, okay, don't take your pants off, just but, and it's like really fun for everybody, and they just like always telling us how they gonna do stuff, and they,
Right.
partners. And it's good that we even had somebody that was like, they were struggling with their sexual relationship, and after the show, they feel like they can have a healthy sex, something with their.
It's like therapy almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when you hear it, it's creepy, but then it's like, oh, that's cool that they can actually have fun in their marriage again.
Right.
Like that last show. Husband, we gonna do it tonight. Then goddamn, we gonna put them to sleep with some NyQuil. Like that's how man.
Y'all have fun.
Me and my husband, we did the do.
We did the do. That sound like they were in their 50s, 60s.
They were.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
She was serious.
Yeah,
Oh God.
But in the back.
Testimonials.
Yes.
Coming in for.
Yes. We get it all. We get
Oh
it
God.
all. Yeah. we
But
get
then
it.
another situation is when I first started the show, one issue that I had was like him being around like women who was dancing and it was talking sexual. So I had like what is it, like not a trust issue, but it was more like me second guessing my relationship or his, how his behavior, how he react. But then I watch him on the side,
Mm-hmm.
see if he'll look too long.
Yeah, she be looking
But
at me.
I can trust him.
And that's just what
So,
we do.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah.
women who come to the show and they'll feel like, oh, I don't want my man looking at these girls or doing this and doing that. The thing is, if you come to the show, you're doing something new with your partner. And if y'all can relate to something that's different outside of what you're used to, you're strengthening your relationship.
Mhm.
It's not becoming weaker. However, if you're male or you're female and the relationship decide to say they want more than other people that's at the show, that has nothing to do with you. It
Right.
has everything to do with them.
Right.
But it's still a learning point for either if it's going to be infidelity or it's going to strengthen your relationship.
Yeah, and the big thing is she had to actually see how I move and shake in these type of atmospheres and
Right.
stuff like that. I mean, I'm a man, I'm an older man and stuff like that. Not too old, goddamn. But I'm older man, like I've been surrounded by different things of that nature. We've already had sex and we've already seen other individuals naked, and so this right here is straight business and it's straight enjoyment for me because I've always been an entertainer, when it came to hosting shows and different things of that nature. So to be able to see the reaction in the crowd to put on a show like this, that's the biggest thing that I love. Just that. It's just a straight passion. And coming from just straight poetry and slam poetry, I wanted to be able to put on something that was really, really different. Something
Right.
that, I've never seen before. And this is just a lane that I love being in.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's business too. That's a big part of it when it comes to advertisement, promotions, being able to staff, putting it together the entertainers, and that's entertainment business. That was a big thing for me.
So it's Intimate Art Team.
Yeah.
Bless you. Who makes up the team?
Who makes up the team? Okay, so the intricate staff that's a part of the team is, once again, my love. Like I said, she does everything. Like she'll perform, and she'll be an events coordinator where she helps with setup. She does all of that, and she's more like you could say like the president, finances, and she's more like, if you want, really, she's almost more like the president, where after the show and before the show, if I'm not available, then she's the next go-to person, and so it's her. And it's Mara Fleming. What's Mara's stage name?
Majestic Royale.
Yeah, Majestic Royale.
Majestic
and
Royale.
Yeah, she performs as well, and she does event coordinating, setup, different things of that nature, and she's a great performer. And then we have Dante Martin. He's chief security specialist, so he just makes sure that everything is operating on a proper level with that right there. And then we have Bree. She comes through and she helps us out with secretarial work. As needed, and each individual, and the DJ Bless, he does a great job. I mean, he's in control of sound, and even when we need him for lighting, but that's his main job right there as a chief sound engineer. And so everyone plays their part, and at the same time, I want to say everyone is still their own. Everyone is still an entrepreneur that's a part of this team that have their own individual things that they have going on. Like my love, she was talking about writing poetry, but she's also a screenwriter. What else she do? She's also a public speaker.
Wow.
Different things of that nature. Brianna, she actually does wholesale, wholesale real estate. And we all just, we all just do our own thing. I'm still an investor myself, career coach. And most of all, this is the main thing that I love doing, hosting and events coordinating when it comes to the Intimate Art team. So everyone has their own task. I didn't miss anybody, did I, babe?
No, and we all traveled together actually doing our shows. I think I remember you asking where all did we go to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you answer that question?
Yeah,
Okay,
I told her about
So we all
cities.
actually traveled together as a team.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we decided to come down a day early because we really wanted to hook up with y'all.
Yeah, it's lit.
appreciate
It's lit.
Yeah.
You got any questions?
I mean, I just think it's dope because, you know, the show itself is appealing to the different senses. You know, we have the artwork, which is aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. Then you've got, at the same time, the dancers, which are aesthetically pleasing in a different way. Then we've got the poetry coming in. I'm excited. And no lie, I ain't getting I was I don't know, I was skeptical because it was not skeptical, so to say, but I was just like, how is this going to play out exactly? But now hearing you actually outline every aspect of the show, it's like, can we go right now?
Right. I feel like I'm going to the Jay-Z and Beyonce concert.
Right.
Now. It's like a
I
whole
can't wait to see
experience.
how everything falls into place.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. And if anybody out there wants to see any more information, they can go and visit intimateartteam.com.
Okay.
They'll be able to see it on the website when you scroll down. Yeah, you'll see the shows, you'll see videos. If you want to see the reviews, you can go to Facebook and click on the reviews. You can see the different reviews. Not to brag, but it's 5 stars. But
brag away.
yeah, so you can check that out. Yeah, we just really want people to be able to see it for themselves. That's it. And
Absolutely.
that's the big thing. We want to provide something that you all can enjoy.
Is it a good environment for singles?
Yes, it's great.
This event is for everyone. Singles, couples, groups, etc. Like, it's not
There's
everyone.
A lot of singles.
Yeah, a lot of singles come out there.
Uh-oh.
A
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
like an
singles.
equal amount of singles, couples, and groups.
Yeah.
And like 6 to 8 groups of people.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's a lot of groups that come out there.
Mm-hmm.
That was another question.
A lot of couples too. A lot of couples come out to the show.
See, now, I know you spoke about couples who will come and speak to you after the shows and say, you know, what they're gonna do and how it affected them. I have a stubborn boyfriend, and he does not
is.
like
Yes,
anything.
he is.
I'm a writer, and I like to go to events. We do a lot of poetry events here locally, and you know, he's just like, it's not my cup of tea, it's not my thing. So I was like, all right, well, let's see what he thinks if we throw in some strippers, you know. So, do you have a lot of opposition? People bringing, you know, individuals to the show who maybe had some opposition to the whole theme of it.
The
last show.
Yeah, the last show we only had one individual. One person.
It was a couple.
Yeah, it was a
It was
couple.
a couple that came, and he was excited.
He was so
And
excited.
She was an extreme Christian, from what he told us. And so I guess he didn't really describe to her. He was trying to surprise her to do something with their
It's
relationship.
a weird
was
surprise.
they married?
No,
Oh,
I
it
think
was
they
just
were just
relationship.
dating.
And she left early. And she took a lift or a cab because he was
Wow.
driving. He was like, I'm staying here all night, and I love the show.
Right. Well, that was the determining point in their relationship.
Yeah, he wanted to experience something new. She didn't. Sometimes you gotta feel that out because that'll play out in the long run. You know, if he's freaky, or not freaky, if he wants to express himself sexually to her and she has certain barriers and blocks that she just can't get past right now, then that's something that maybe there's still good people, but maybe
Right.
they're not for each other
That's
right now.
it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
She's
it.
trying something new.
Yeah.
Also. Because we all, I mean, we here for this lifetime alone.
YOLO.
Right. So you got to try something at least one time. Just try it. If you don't like it, just move to the next thing.
That's
At
it.
least you know you tried it.
That's it.
So it's only one person out of hundreds of
Hundreds.
people.
Yeah, 'cause we usually have like 100 to 200 or
Yeah.
more come to the shows.
Awesome.
He told y'all that after the show.
Yeah, we did a
Yeah.
live interview
Yeah.
with him, and he
Came
told
to
us.
I can't believe left. But I stayed.
Hey, he got his money's worth, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
I know Charlton is actually who introduced us.
Charlton, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said he remembers seeing you on stage when you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The dress I had on, one of the dresses I had on. I was pregnant
I
too.
go get her pregnant.
Hey, it worked out. It's like a Cinderella story, right?
Right.
For us. I love it.
No, what is that? Love Jones.
We got to say that Charlton, we got to give credit where credit is due. Charlton is the reason why we're down here in Savannah.
He's been
He's
talking.
the reason why we're in his office with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm here talking to
Because
you.
Charlton really wanted this show to come to Savannah, and he's attended quite a few of the shows, him and his beautiful wife.
Yes.
And so he mentioned it, and he was like, man, y'all got to come to Savannah. Y'all got to come to Savannah. And that was back at our show in Atlanta. And so we were like, okay, let's go ahead and line up the show in Savannah. Came down here, scoped out a few venues, and just made it happen from there. But he's been a big help all the way around.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so while we reach our halfway point, go ahead and reiterate where the show is going to be located tomorrow night.
Just
Okay.
Everything but prices.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we ain't got to mention price. The show tomorrow will be at the Clarion Suites Ballroom. That's 17 Gateway East Boulevard. Is that the correct address that I got on that flyer?
Oh, wait, boom. Here's the flyer, y'all.
Past Georgetown,
All these,
right?
You say Georgetown?
Yeah.
I don't
Going
know.
to-
It is past Georgetown. It's at the intersection of 95 and 204.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep,
Right.
17 Gateway Boulevard East.
Yeah, 17 Gateway Boulevard East at the Clarion Suites Ballroom. Just go ahead on inside and make it right, and it'll be right in there.
Cool deal.
Yeah, that's where it'll be at. Tomorrow night, doors open up at 7 o'clock. Show starts at 8. So be sure to get there early so that you can get yourself a seat.
Is there a bar in the house?
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
question.
Oh, oh
The
yes.
necessities.
Right.
I mean, you can't have erotic poetry without alcohol.
Yeah. The little goose get a loose.
Come out there and have a good time. Come out there and have a good time. Yeah.
Yes. All right. You're listening to WRUULP, Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul. And now for our PSA.
Oh, sorry, you were still talking.
Oh, my gosh. Which one? Here. We got to do like breaks.
Yeah, you gotta
And then
go,
do you have to donate?
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
It's over there.
Yeah, I got it.
You got them advertisers. You got to make sure.
So,
Y'all doing a great job.
community radio.
It's just the halfway point comes so fast.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you heard me talking?
It's playing now.
We should-
You can't hear it?
I could hear it. I didn't know you heard me talking.
We got to mention the open spot for Akita. If anybody wants to come in.
All right.
WRUU brings you the most diverse and passionate local radio programming on the air in Savannah. This all-volunteer, non-profit community radio station accepts no money from any form of government. Our diversity and independence is made possible only through the generous financial support of listeners like you. We rely on your annual and ongoing monthly contributions to cover the many costs associated with bringing you our broadcast and web programming. If you are a contributor, thank you. If you are not yet a contributor, please show your appreciation of the role WRUU plays in your life by becoming a contributor in any amount. You can donate quickly and easily by credit card or check. Just find the donate and subscribe links at WRUU.org. Thanks for listening to and supporting WRUU. What is going on?
All right, we're back. I feel like we do that same exact.
We do. That's the only one they have. And then they have the corporate donation, but nobody from corporate is listening at 9:30 at night.
So we are back with the Intimate Art team talking to us about their event that's happening tomorrow. Erotic Poetry on a Pole. Everyone come out. We are highlighting sex in a sensual way.
Wow. I heard you all talking about an open spot for a caterer.
Yeah, any caterers interested, just
For
email-
tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, we're
Uh-oh.
going to share this.
Y'all
They
hear
want
that, right?
Food vendors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Food
yeah.
vendors.
Yeah,
Because I'm not
food
drinking all
vendors.
that alcohol without food. And McDonald's just ain't the move.
Mhm. So we got open spot for that. They can come out. Like I said, we ain't gonna talk about no prices or anything.
Yeah.
But, hey, just holler at us at intimateartteam@gmail.com and yeah, we can go ahead from there.
Food vendors, intimateartteam@gmail.com.
Well, that's dope because our next guest
Is a caterer.
is a he has a food truck here locally.
Oh,
Yep, we'll be interviewing with him on the 28th.
okay.
Yep. So that's pretty dope. I'll definitely slide this his way.
Yeah.
And anyone
yeah.
else I can think of. We know a few caterers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them they do pretty well at our shows.
Yeah, they do
They
great.
do really.
I can imagine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Definitely was only one of them.
If it's only
Right.
one of them, oh my goodness.
And then
Yeah.
they can make like themed creations for the show.
Yeah, they could do that, or they could just have a 3-course meal because folks buy that out too.
Oh,
Yeah, so they can
please.
keep it simple.
Somebody come through.
Yeah.
Somebody come through. I like that though, that you incorporate so many different aspects of business and you invite vendors
Yeah.
to your shows and promote their business as well. It's like it's like a black experience.
Yeah, it's, from people who say it's mostly like a dinner show too.
Yes.
Yes.
We want folks to come out there and be able to promote their products, whether it's catering, whether it's food vendors, same thing.
Right.
Whether it's just regular vendors, we get sometimes we'll get like Bedroom by Candy. We'll get the other one. What's the other one? I can't remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I know.
we'll get
I
that.
know somebody who will be
If
perfect.
they're interested, tell them to holler at us.
I
because
sure will.
The Bedroom by Candy vendor already has something booked out of town.
Mhm.
That lives in Savannah, so we don't have a Bedroom by Candy vendor out at this show.
What's that other
We
one?
Pure
that you-
Romance.
That.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Pure
what I
Yeah.
meant,
Romance.
Pure
Yeah, we
Romance.
get them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and hit her up right now.
Well, look at there.
Yep, she hooked me up with some good stuff, and that was also one of her premises behind supporting that movement for pure romance was that people they kind of hide from sexuality, you know, and it's something that you should be discussing and be proud of. Don't be ashamed of it. And she specifically spoke about women being ashamed of their bodies. You know, so when I hear you talk about your past and how you use this platform to really serve as therapy for you, that's really powerful. And I think that my sister, she had a similar experience, and that helped her out to poetry. You know, so I think that's so powerful when you talk about that, and it's something that, especially in our community, you know, boys are subject to it too, but a lot of our little black girls, they are afraid to speak out for whatever reason. And then especially at such a young age, you know, instead of hiding them and protecting them, people will shame them. Oh, you're so fast, you know, you too grown. Like, I'm being a little girl, I'm imitating what I see, you know, but I shouldn't be preyed upon because I'm imitating what I see. You should know as a grown person that that's a boundary you don't cross. You know, but I think this whole platform is just so powerful, and it's a lot deeper than just the entertainment aspect or the business aspect. We're like saving marriages around here. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. You're liberating people. So I really appreciate it. I'm excited.
I can't wait to see you here. Maybe we can do a poem for you guys tonight.
Yes, I was hoping you would, actually.
Oh, yes.
And thank you for...
already.
Yo, actually, whenever. I just want to say thank you for being comfortable enough to share your story, because you never know who could relate to that and just see the whole event in a different light.
That's true. And apart from this, as you said, I'm a speaker. I do videos on YouTube, like 1-minute videos, to just teach people how to heal from sexual abuse. And so, like, writing poetry is going to be one of my workshops that I'm going to do online to show people how to express what you're feeling in writing. So, yeah, I'm going to eventually get to that where I can, like, plan it out so I can help people just, like, try to figure out how it is, because of the suppression goes for a long time.
Right.
It's like you got to pull it out piece by piece by piece. And sometimes over a therapy session of maybe 6 to 12 months, it's still hard for them to pull that out. But if they self-heal individually, small piece by piece, not just once in their lifetime, but over time they begin to heal, they begin to express themselves, they begin to have better relationships, or even talk to families about issues they had and really come to realize what happened and heal from it.
Right.
So
Communication, I love it.
that's true.
Love it. We're making healthy black people 2018 and beyond. I love it.
Yeah, it's true.
Go ahead, feel free to share one of your poems or
Okay.
whatever you want. This
All
is
right,
y'all's
y'all.
time.
Coming to the stage on Real Talk.
Woo, woo, woo.
Everybody,
I had a snap.
get ready for the beautiful, the lovely Queen Soul Flow. Give it up for y'all.
Thank you. The poem that I'm about to do. Okay, the poem that I'm about to do is actually one of the poems that I do most often. I have a few that I sing actually with my poems, but this is something that I do and most people like. So it's called Fucking Crazy.
Oh, we can't say that on the
Okay,
radio.
okay.
Okay.
We take that back. She
Okay,
said,
I'm
she
not
said,
gonna say that.
She didn't.
Again, I'm going to give something really short, and I'm not going to say that. So, this poem is called Sex Education.
Mm-hmm.
So, sex is when a guy's communication enters a girl information to increase the population for a younger generation. Do you get the information, or do you need a demonstration?
Good.
Short one.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, y'all gonna all those words that you see on that board right there. Yeah, y'all probably gonna hear most of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're gonna
but
hear most of that tomorrow night.
It's gonna be nice. And
Yeah,
classy.
let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit for y'all.
Most of it in the poem just
We
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
cannot use.
Like we said, in a nice and
I'm
classy
crossing my
way.
name off the sign-in sheet for tonight. I will not be fined.
we gonna send that FCC fine to y'all.
Oh,
No, that's
man.
dope though. That's dope. I'm anxious to hear that one because I feel like that's the 20-year-old me somewhere.
Gotcha.
But the sex education poem was very methodical, and I would like to know if you have any plans on ever reaching out to young girls who have undergone sexual abuse. Because I know you do public speaking, but I don't know if that's ever been your audience.
Now, I am currently training because I was starting my own program, but I also find someone else's program. He's located in Illinois, and his name is Victor Piscini. He already has a program where he goes to school and he educates them from kindergarten all the way to high school. So to save me time, I'm currently training under his program, and I will soon be presenting it from children in kindergarten to high school.
Awesome.
So that is one of my goals, but also like the business, it comes from like older adults who suppressed it for longer periods of time, or even maybe children who just got out of school or something and want to figure out why their family not talking about it. So on my YouTube channel, you see I give it hard on, like, your family, they might not believe you, and it is what it is, but you have to do what's best for yourself. So that's kind of my extent of being honest, because they don't get that. And with this training program, it's so good that at certain levels, it don't say like abuse, or I don't say I was abused. I would say like the description of it, and just try to, like read a story or something like that, instead of like getting too deep into it, so I won't like really affect them, but give them understanding and know that they can have someone to talk to.
Right.
And even if you tell someone to keep on going until someone believes you.
Right. That's important.
But if you want to find out more information about her and see some of the different rallies that she's had, you can still visit her on her website. What's the website, Flo?
You can find me on Facebook on Heal With Me LLC, and on YouTube and Instagram.
And that'll lead you to the
Yeah,
website
that'll
right
lead you to
there.
the website.
And if you're interested in finding out more, you can contact her through healingtraveling@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
healingtraveling@gmail.com. Now I'm gonna get back to you because I've noticed several different times throughout this interview you haven't called her name once. You always refer to her as my love, and that is so what's the word I'm looking
Powerful,
for?
inspiring.
It's cute. But it's deeper than cute. Like, because y'all are older, married, all that good stuff.
Dang.
Oh, y'all not married yet?
Yeah.
We ain't worried about that.
No.
We ain't worried about
That's
that.
what I love, though.
Yeah, you like honor her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's your queen.
I'm glad you see that. And she sees that every day. So
That's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
We need to see that. And not even on a racial aspect, but in today's society where individualism is more glorified than actually being in a committed relationship and being a servant to your partner. We talked about this in Bible study, like the relationship between a husband and wife, child and parent, and the church and Jesus, you know, being a servant to your partner and not being subservient, but, you know, you honor her, you promote her, and you have done the same for him. I've noticed that throughout the interview as well. You know, you talk about, you know, that's the only reason you're in this, because you went to his show and you liked what you saw, and you know, you kept going from there. That really changed everything for you. So, and from there, you have grown, you have created a legacy. I think y'all's relationship to this whole business and to, you know, people in your audience is inspiring. How do you communicate that? How do you communicate your relationship to the audience?
Well, to start off, if I will, I'll let everyone know that when you've been single, that gives you time to actually just step back and just reflect on what you truly want and what you truly need in your life, opposed to what you just want, especially on a physical attribute. So, you know, around the time when we met, we were kind of both dating people at the same time, and they kind of just faded out, and we ended up with each other in that aspect. And when we started off, the foundation of our relationship actually was based off of business.
We
You
was
know?
planning a Black Love Festival.
Yeah, that's what we were planning.
was in like relationships, and so we would come to meet with our relationships, but they stopped coming to our meetings.
Yeah,
So they just like swayed away over time, and we got closer.
yeah. That and let's not say relationships. We were
Oh, yeah.
dating. We were dating with people. But we weren't like we was trying to build with them.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we all built together as a group
Right.
and grow off of that. But they just stopped showing up.
Oh.
And so we just found ourselves alone. You know, I'm out here, you know,
Yeah.
watching the show. She's saying all these freaky bones, and you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay focused.
Really?
And you know, she's like, yeah, we can have the festival right here and right here. All of a sudden, I didn't even hear any words. All I started, you know, like in those movies when everything goes silent and the
Right.
wind starts blowing, and then the lady is just talking and you don't hear any words. You just stand there like, oh. And then she was like,
You
know
were
what I'm saying?
mesmerized.
And I'm like, dang. She got me whipped. I'm the subservient one. Go wash those dishes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Go change our son diapers.
Okay.
Man.
Jump. How
I'm
high?
whipped, you know what I'm saying? I can't even do anything about it. You know, I be trying to maintain, hold strong and stuff like that. It don't be working.
She put that black girl magic on
Yeah,
you.
she did.
Girl magic on me. My man. I'm my own man. Yeah, yo, man. I hope I'm still a man.
Oh God.
Stories during the show.
It's
He's like real
hilarious.
open about it, and we just laugh about it.
So you got comedy at the show too, then.
They just cover every aspect.
Right. Oh God, that is great though. I love it. I love it because it's such a healthy front. You know, you're promoting healthy relationships all the way around. You know, from managing a household, managing a business together. How is that?
It can be difficult.
Please, and we stubborn.
Yes, very stubborn. I'm a Taurus and he's an Aquarius.
Oh,
And both of us
I'm not.
is
I'm Pisces.
compatible.
They're not compatible on the zodiac at all.
So I'm over here like, this should be like this. Let's make this perfect. And he's like, no, I think this is this. But one thing I do like about our relationship is that we learn how to communicate over time with expressing how we feel.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, sometimes when we're at a venue and he feels like it should go someplace, or I feel like it should go someplace, we may have a lot of back and forth, but then I'll be like, why do you think it should go this way? Because if somebody walks this way, this is going to happen. And he explains why he feel like it should go a certain way. And then we just like, okay, leave it alone. But then we might come back and argue it again.
Right.
We're going to try to figure out what's best for a customer.
Right.
So,
And then the team step in. And then, like, y'all don't understand. When it
We
comes
all
to the behind the scenes, we all be fussing at each other. We all be
It's
arguing
because
with
y'all
each
are like
other.
a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
We cussing at each other and everything. And then, you know, it just come to find out everything just works itself out.
Mhm.
That's how it always is.
That's
Some of the
amazing.
stuff we argue about, we don't even need to bother with.
Yeah.
right. And at the end, we're just like, you was right.
Yeah.
But I was more right there.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because Lord knows them Tauruses, Jesus,
Yes.
they bullheaded. Y'all are bullheaded. I ain't gonna lie.
What's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
One of our teammates is a Pisces.
You think the look on
It
their
was just something like,
face?
oh, Pisces, yeah.
The look
exactly
on
how I
their
feel.
face, first of all.
Pisces. Wow, then they
Yeah,
take
they
stuff
are.
to their grave. They will
Yes.
keep secrets and take it to their grave.
Yes.
You guys are like, y'all suck up everyone's emotions.
We
So
do.
it can be kind of hard to be yourself and you sucking up everybody else's too.
Mhm. I learned how to protect my energy over time. So if you see me shut down, like I'm just protecting myself. But that should be an interesting dynamic because sometimes we want it one way and then we'll flip flop. Like, no, we want it this way. So we argue with ourselves and then we arguing with everybody else too. He look like that is so true. I love it though. So what's next? What's on the horizon for erotic poetry on the pole? What's on the horizon for intimate art team?
Well, the biggest thing, and I will put the plans out there. The biggest thing that we want to take it up to the next level is to be able to have some type of television segment. That's one of the biggest things. So anybody out there who actually views the show and has witnessed the show or wants to witness the show and be able to establish it on a network, whether it's online, whether it's, you know, a Facebook show, or whether it's a YouTube show, or whether it's a Netflix, anything to take it up to that next level, to be able to for people to see visually how everything goes down, the background of the performers, the backgrounds of the dancers, the poets, to see the type of work that is incorporated with putting the show on, and to visually just see it, hear the words, feel it, see what's being spoken, see what's being felt, and just all around, just be able just to see it and feel it. That's the biggest
And the
thing.
backstory of the poets.
Yeah, the backstory, and just that's the biggest thing that we want to take it up to the next level. So, yeah. Anybody who has any ideas or wants to collaborate, just go ahead and let us know. With that being said, sometime within the future, be able to, you know, release products pertaining to the intimate art team and erotic poetry on the pole. Be real specific about what we want to release out there to the public. We already got like a little game that's available online called Little Box of Naughty.
Little
and that's
box
basically
of
Sounds like a
naughty.
good time.
I know, right?
Little Box of Naughty. My love, she created the game, and it's like a sex game.
It's
So
like naughty charades for couples.
yeah,
Hey.
naughty charades. So if, you know, significant other has been acting right, you can tell them, hey, pull out a card out of that little box of naughty and you can use it tonight. So
Hey.
one of them might be naked house cleaner or something like that. You know,
Put the kids to
something-
bed first.
Yeah. Different little games like that. So, you know, slowly but surely,
Just
building up.
Keeping it fun, keeping it spicy.
Yeah.
I like that. What advice would you have for any singles attending tomorrow?
Ooh. You got any advice? I can definitely.
Okay.
I think I want to hear what he has.
Most of the time when the singles come out to the event, all I can really say is you're gonna be a little. You may get a little hot and bothered a little bit because it may kind of the whole aspect of the show. It may kind of just turn you on, So you might end up wanting to call that. That person that you used to hook up with or something like that. Like that really would cause you to end up doing that. But even at the same time, when you come out there, be able to know that, hey, it's going to be a bunch of other singles in the building as well, men and women. So
and come on to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be an event where you have to have somebody with you or a couple. Like, it's so many different people, aspects of people just sitting around in random places just waiting for somebody to just be like, oh, hey, you by yourself too?
Right now, we hooking up.
It's just like almost like a little networking thing too sometimes. And it's like people meet new people. We all having a good time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one of our major goals, just for people to come out and have a good time.
Yep.
Not to be so uptight, just like let loose and just have fun.
Have fun.
And put on that nice dress you've been wanting to wear, that nice suit you've been wanting to show off, and just come out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like real life Tinder.
So, so in say, talking about dress, is there a specific dress code?
Well, we do promote like grown and classy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we would like
Evening attire,
evening
business
attire.
attire, or classy casual at the lowest. But yep, evening attire, business attire, classy casual.
the most sexiest thing you got in the closet.
Yep.
Hey. I don't know. I gotta look through some things.
Find a dress.
I gotta do my crunches too. Yeah.
It depends on what you're trying to put out.
Right, that was the message. That was the message. Yeah, I gotta figure out what my message gonna be. But it has been very nice talking with you all. We're winding down on our time.
Okay.
So if there's anything else you would like for us to know, anything else you would like to share with us, with your listening audience, anything, this is your moment to shine. Well, it's been your moment to shine the entire time. But
Well, ultimately, what do you want people to gain from coming to your shows?
The biggest thing is we want them just to gain an experience. An experience to be like, just like my love said, we want people to be able to forget about the troubles of the day or the troubles of the week, to come out and just have a good time. That's the biggest thing. You may learn something new, you may meet some new individuals, but most of all, just come out and have a great time. And like as the message before, if everyone doesn't know, the Intimate Art Team is an organization focused on bringing the best quality shows through variable aspects of art, infused with sensuality and sexuality in a beautiful, professional, and classy fashion. So just know that it will be professional, it will be classy, it will be fashionable. So, just come out and have a great time.
Excited.
Yeah.
I love it.
So the painting, you're gonna have live painter.
No, the paint. Yeah, not for this show. Not for this show. We have it in a lot of different shows. Any artist that's actually interested in coming out and displaying their artwork and painting and selling that artwork,
to the
just
show.
Hit us up. Yeah.
Yeah,
We got tons of people that
Y'all should have hit us up a while ago
Right.
and told us what all y'all needed.
You would have had y'all list here. You choose.
Yeah.
we gonna remember that next time.
And Charlton knows that about us. Like, anything creative, anything black in Savannah.
Black
we
and
know.
creative,
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah,
We love
we know.
that. We
That is
love
true.
that.
We
I
know.
believe we also have a few open mic spaces.
Yeah, we
And
have a few
before
open
the show
mics.
begins, we allow people to come up and do their poems. Like if they, it may be a local artist who never did a poem before. There's one girl, she actually wrote a book, and it was her first time reading like a couple of the poems on stage.
Yeah.
So, if anyone interested in doing that, I think we have maybe one.
No, we got a few open mic performers. I can't remember the name of the other individual who's doing the open mic, but I do know one person. He just messaged me today. His real name is Justin Tony.
Yeah,
You know
there was
Justin Tony?
Spitfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
Spitfire Poetry Group, and then you have the Indigos. They also do open mics and poetry.
Okay. Yeah, tell them to hit us up. They're interested because we got about 2 slots left. You know, for anyone who wants to open up.
Justin Tony, he'll be the perfect contact. I'll message him back and let him know you need some more. He'll bring a gang of folks with him. It'll be erotic poetry on the pole and Spitfire takeover.
He just messaged me about his stage name. So, or message us.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, It's gonna be family, yeah. Oh yeah, we just adding the pole element this time. Some good liquor. We need a caterer.
Pass me the flyer.
Yeah.
I just want to get that on camera one more time.
We're gonna get that on camera one more time.
And we will be sharing this on our page as we already have. Everyone.
Better get your tickets. Yeah, better get your tickets because I already got mine. I'm late. Oh, we got it. Yeah, we got it. But yeah, I got it's individual tickets, VIP couples, VIP 4, and then groups.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, are we sold out of our couples tables?
We are almost sold out of the couples tables. We got like 1 left.
Oh, well, I'll go
yeah.
ahead and claim that. Because we'll speak with after the show, which is in like 2 minutes.
Right.
So once again, we just want to thank the Intimate Art team for coming out. It's been great. Anything else y'all have to say?
Man, it's been great just meeting y'all and just getting y'all vibe. We love y'all. You know,
we love y'all.
We appreciate y'all.
Thanks for coming.
Man, we love y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all keep on doing great out
Thank
here. We
you.
heard a lot of great things. Went to go and check y'all out on Facebook. So we were so looking forward to coming down and just sitting with y'all.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we appreciate y'all having us in y'all beautiful space.
Well, we
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all being here.
Yes.
All right, everyone. That will wrap us up for the
Yep.
evening. You're listening to WRUU-LP, Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org.